only clue I have to identify of the practical joker is the handwriting on the note. So the only thing that we have to determine who this is the handwriting. Ordinarily, I would suspect Miller, who has always been jealous of me, but the handwriting is not hers. So the joker is apparently somebody else. So our conclusion is the joker is apparently somebody else, right?
Mhm.
And what is our reasoning for thinking that it's somebody else?
The handwriting on the note.
Is that good reasoning to know that? Is that like I like to me this is not like a super bad argument. I'm like that makes sense to me. It's apparently somebody else and not Miller because it's not her handwriting.
Right, and exactly.
How would you destroy this argument though? Because then we go down and see that this is actually a flaw. So it's like what was your prediction of why this might be or why this is a crap argument?
Well, that's why I wanted to check it again because I like B and E because they both go to what I was thinking
Wait,
about.
okay, don't tell me the answer. I want you to tell me your prediction. Like what was your thoughts?
Okay, so in order to say that the suspect is not Miller based on the handwriting of the note, you have to place the note in a position of absolute discernibility that if this note has the handwriting of a person, then that's the Joker. Because what's the importance of the note? It could be anything. You have to draw the tie between A and C, and A is the handwriting on the note, and C is the Joker. So what's the link between that?
But we're saying that okay, but we're saying that so our premise here though says that the only clue I have to identify of the practical joker is the handwriting on the note. So I think we can assume that the handwriting on the note did come from the practical joker.
Okay.
But
Um,
why is the fact that the handwriting on the note not being Miller's handwriting not guarantee that it's not the Joker? Like how would you say like how would so essentially if we're trying to destroy this argument, we're trying to prove that it is like if you were to destroy this argument, if you were arguing against this person, how would you prove to like how would you raise suspicion to be like no, it is Miller? Or it could be Miller at least.
Um, there are a couple of ways. The first one is saying maybe they had an accomplice and that.
Yes, there we go. Like somebody else, like maybe they had somebody else write it, right? Excellent. That's a great prediction. It's like, well, how, like maybe like Miller is the person behind it, but had somebody else write it. Excellent.
That's one. The other one is maybe Miller, because this is just thinking outside the box, but like maybe Miller, um, just for that specific note, uh, was careful to like change their handwriting up a little bit, something like that.
All right, cool. All right, so A, it was kind of your prediction, wasn't it? Like it fails to consider like because what happens if there is more than one practical joker? But it's like, well, could it Miller be behind it?
Right.
Okay, so let's leave this one for a second. What about B?
I liked B, but looking at it again, based on what we've talked about, the only clue I have tells me that B should go away because we are going on the assumption that this is the clue and it's
Right.
you
It
know
doesn't. It just does like the degree. Does the degree to which it has to be similar matter at all? Like we don't necessarily care. Like the degree to which the handwriting similar, like should look similar or not. Like who? Like no. All right. What about C?
uh no, I don't like C because it's not relevant.
Excellent. All right. What about D?
D is also not relevant.
Excellent. And what about E?
I kind of like E, but I also think that I don't know how to put this into words. The thing about E is that it doesn't directly address
What
what
does it takes for granted mean?
it assumes, I think.
Yeah, so it assumes that if the handwriting on the note had been Miller's, then the Joker would have been like definitely been Miller.
Yeah.
Like
But
cool, but our conclusion is that the Joker is not Miller. So we
right.
don't even care about what would have happened if the handwriting was Miller's.
Exactly. Like this addresses the situation that the conclusion is saying.
So why didn't you like A the first time through?
Um I actually did like it. I just didn't go for it because I thought it was too obvious.
Okay.
I thought they
Well,
were I thought they were like trying to trick us. I was like, it's too obvious. It's not gonna
okay,
be.
that's a bad okay. sometimes if you're making predictions, if it's too obvious, like, it could be the right answer. Like predicting, like you should want it to be obvious because then it's probably right.